Give me one single thought, Cam.
All right.
Buh.
Yep, okay, and the logic behind that.
Buh.
Hi, and welcome to Lemon Demon 2. Overheard and UniSFA, a UniSFA podcast. I'm John. I'm here with Cam, my good buddy, and Merle, our guest for this week again.
I'm not John's good buddy,
Merle.
but that's okay, because I love him
Merle
anyway.
is basically the third host at this
Yeah,
point.
Mel's hosted a good few times, so I feel like at this point, Merlin, you're part of the host club.
Oh my god. Guys, you want to talk about our own high school host club?
Or as we like to call it, Overheard UniSFA.
Yeah.
University
Edition.
Host club.
That was
Yeah.
my joke for the day, by the way.
I've only heard that my thoughts on Oran High School Host Club are I've heard it's good. Thus concludes my thoughts on Oran High School Host Club.
Yeah, no, I mean, Oran High School Host Club is a good experience for me. It kind of does vary, like, person to person, because it was made, I want to say, circa 2002, 2003. So they do make, a handful of,
Record scratch. Oran High School Host Club is an anime about a high school boys, I think, who run a host club where they, like, host fancy dinners
so
or something.
essentially like a PG-13 escort service where they just kind of entertain, like,
They will
the
take you on
girls
a
at
nice
their
date.
school. Yeah. Yeah, like, you sort of pay for their company and they, like, they treat you like a boyfriend would with, like, not physical contact, but in just, like, providing affection and, like, the attention that you might regularly receive from a boyfriend.
Yeah. And what were you saying about it before?
Oh, there's probably, like, a handful of, like, homophobic or transphobic jokes that become running gags. Because
One of the
the
characters
main
is
character, Haruhi, is a girl who is essentially cross-dressing as a boy in order to work for the host club so that she can pay off her 1,000,000 yen debt.
My debt. Wait, how did she get 1,000,000 yen debt?
Broke a vase.
Yeah, broke an expensive vase.
Broke a vase.
Yeah.
That's classic. You ever just go in a store and...
See, I thought that had happened to me once, but it turns out that was actually two people looking at each other, and I had to go to jail instead.
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I just bumped into them and their noses clashed together and there was the sound of all this breaking china. It was terrible.
Yeah, it's like that, except instead of breaking a vase, you break a glass, and then you accidentally trip and fall onto someone's face with it multiple times, and then you have to go to jail.
What?
Over and over again, multiple times. Go to jail.
Go directly to jail.
Do not pass go.
Do not collect your bail fund.
No bail funds.
No bail funds.
No bail funds for me yet for 1,000 years.
Rest in peace, Senator
No bail
Organa.
funds, so I had to bail on fun. I went to prison. I didn't actually go to prison. I haven't been to prison yet.
I went to prison
John went
so
to baby jail.
I've never been to... I have been to baby jail.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly my mum putting me in that cage of bright pink plastic.
I put John in my shrinkifier and I made him all small and then I put him in a baby's playpen and that's where we're doing the podcast from.
Yeah. Let me out. Wah.
Ow.
Where?
All I wanted was a cheeseburger and some fries, and I ended up being put in that plastic jail.
No
unable to
cheeseburger,
escape.
no fries, no height for you until you learn how to be...
Then what's the point of us
Reasonable.
going to this McDonald's? Okay? I just have to sit face against the glass in the play area while you drink your coffee and read the newspaper.
Yeah, I'm drinking my black coffee and just looking at you with your microphone out the play area while I have my
Hey,
microphone.
does anyone in this thread smoke weed?
I will admit, yeah, that joke really got away from us.
You guys just ran with that.
No, I'm still running with it. I'm running up and down the play area. I'm going down the slide. You can... That's the sound of the the wind rushing past as I bring the microphone down the slide.
Well, congratulations to the one listener who's into exactly this thing.
And I try and use the momentum to break the glass and get back inside so I can get my freaking cheeseburger.
Bees chugger.
I'm watching the glass
crack and the glass grow.
Yeah. Alright, joke over, I've beefed it.
So I found out that they got rid of the tall glass. We're all
tall
going
glass.
Now. Tall glass.
Tall glass, you beefed
I
it.
Wait,
found
they
out
got
they
rid
got-
of tall glasses?
You beefed it just like in my
they
cheeseburger.
got rid of the tall grass in Pokemon. It's all manlet grass now, apparently.
What do you mean manlet grass?
I mean manlet grass. What
That's
part
not
of
a-
manlet grass is not, like, understandable?
What part of manlet grass is understandable apart from the grass part?
So,
if you don't understand, are
you aware of what a manlet is?
Probably
yeah, I mean,
you.
John's seen me, so he knows.
Anyone's 5'13" or below.
That doesn't fucking exist. I know jack shit about the Imperial system.
6'1" and above is fine. 5'14" and below, manlet.
That is true, though.
I only know the metric system, so if someone says, if someone ever uses the Imperial system to me, I'm just like,
see, the thing is with the
don't
metric system
understand.
is that centimeters are like manlet inches
Yes, it's...
because they're not very long.
But 180 and
manlet
above
inches.
is tall, but 170, 11 and below, manlet.
A foot is just a manlet meter, though. Next time someone uses Imperial units, I'm gonna be like,
No,
stop
because
using
feet
a manlet
are a
meters.
measure of length, not height.
Then why do people keep referring them?
Oh, because
What,
you
do
lie
feet,
down on
are
the
feet
ground
tall?
to measure how far along you are.
Yeah, but that's measuring your.
If my feet
length
were a
at
foot
that
tall,
point,
I'd have
'cause you're
very
not-
tall feet.
That's measuring your length, not your height.
Well, my height stays the same when I'm lying down on the ground and
No,
when
it doesn't.
I
It
stand
comes
up.
to length, so you cannot use the feet.
Yeah,
What
that's
if you were to
true.
rotate it sideways?
I think if you flip it turnways, that's when you can use meters.
I'm going to invent the next dimensional distance
Yeah.
grength.
Degrassi, the next dimension.
You
Sorry,
got like
what does Grenth
you got
measure?
like height, width, depth, and grength. It's the fourth one.
It measures
Does that-
time.
Yeah, measure your width
Isn't
and
that
time.
age?
No, it's for like if you added a fourth spatial dimension. So like if you got like a
You
tesseract,
mean,
it's
like-
got grength.
Okay, what?
What dimensions are there?
Well, you can add more spatial dimensions.
Yeah,
Which
If you had
ones
a
are
fifth
there?
one, then they'd be like,
What are the three?
blink.
blink.
Is
Well,
it
yeah.
height, length, depth?
Yeah, height, width, depth.
Yeah, but then what about time?
Well, time's got a different thing, isn't it? It's just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, but it's another dimension.
All right, but I did say spatial dimensions.
What about the
didn't
frog
I?
dimension?
That's a different kind of guy.
I reckon you should have the frog
Guys, what the-
dimension.
We're not talking about the frog dimension on this podcast enough. I don't think.
That is true.
I think it's one of those things that we really don't cover, and we will continue not to cover. All I'm saying is that
yes, of course.
I reckon you can have height, weight, depth, and the frog dimension.
height, weight, depth, and the frog dimension.
Yeah,
Well,
It's
distance
so
in the
simple.
frog dimension.
I think
is
you should
measured
have
in leaps.
height, weight, depth,
Glass.
the frog dimension, the nether, the end, the aether. Why don't we replace
These are the stats in my new RPG.
instead of height, length, depth, the time, we have nether, end, aether, overworld. That would solve everything.
Yeah, just like Minecraft.
Just like Terraria.
I think we should have up,
Just like in
down,
Roblox.
Just like Starbound.
Up, down, left, right,
top,
left,
bottom,
right. So let's start.
strange charm.
BA? I thought it was BA.
Oh, is there a BA in there?
There's
I thought it was
BA
up,
in
up,
there.
down, down, left, right, BA.
Select, start.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not a real gamer, unlike you dweebs.
You've never played a game in your life.
I've
You've
never
only-
played a game in my life. I've only ever written essays.
It's true,
Fun
I've seen it do that.
Yeah, what's a button?
It's what you use to hold shirts on.
I'm just imagining like a Disco Elysium like chat where you say what's a button and then Cam is encyclopedia and
I'm not
says it's a thing you
encyclopedia.
have shirts on.
Yeah, Cam and I are both Harry Dubois, constantly talking to each other.
What? No, Cam's the. I feel like in this episode of the podcast, Cam's the horrific necktie.
Mm.
I
I feel that.
If anyone's transcribing this episode, I know Ave has transcribed them. So thank you, Ave, friend of the show. If you're transcribing this episode, could you please transcribe it like it was a Disco Elysium, like...
You don't ask for much, do you?
reference. I'm extraordinarily...
They call him Jonathan Low Standards Jarman.
They called me... I have not a single standard in my life. The only standard is that this podcast needs intro and outro music and to be reasonably well edited and to have at least 3 people on it, except when it has 2.
Only 2
John,
people,
what do you think the standard bolt should be?
Bold action.
Okay. All right.
Wow, that was a real answer. I wouldn't have
No,
come
it
up with a
wasn't.
real answer. Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
You're not in control of this podcast
Alternatively,
anymore, Cam.
heavy
I never
bolter.
was. Yeah, okay. Neither of these are real
Alternatively,
answers.
actually, no, I take them back. Bolt the dog.
Bolt the dog! That was a 6 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, I don't remember, but it seems like it'd be 6 out of 10.
Miley Cyrus voice acted for that. And
Bolt?
then, yeah, Bolt.
But did she voice act Bolt?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Bolt was a man.
I thought it was a dog.
No, it's a dog underneath a man.
Dog underneath him. Get off the dog, man.
Dog underneath a man was how my brain tried to explain man wearing a dog suit and failed.
Man,
No, you succeeded.
Okay, cool.
succeeded at something.
So can I tell you guys about the thing that I prepared?
Yeah.
For
Merlin
the
is
podcast?
prepared
Here's one
something.
that Merle prepared
Here's
earlier.
one that Merlin prepared
Yeah.
earlier.
So
I'm just going to rotate my whole setup for a bit and make terrible noises. Is that okay?
no, it's not.
Cool.
I'd really prefer that you didn't.
I'm trying not to, but it's happening.
Okay.
What's happening?
It's happening. So one of my favorite Wikipedia articles is
Is it myths? Is it... Wait, what's the one, like, common, like... Facts
I like
that are wrong?
I've got a favorite deleted Wikipedia article, but not a favorite Wikipedia article.
it's Wikipedia deleted articles with freaky titles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought I'd bring to you my 10 most favorite freaky Wikipedia articles.
Wait, can I do my favorite one
No.
first? Because I know it's on the list.
Freaky Wikipedia titles. It's like Freaky Friday, but it's on
I promise
Tuesday.
you.
All right.
I've
No, wait.
considered that.
Wait. Release this on Friday, then it's Freaky Friday.
You know, is my favorite one on your list?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, we can name this episode...
Can I do it when you get to it?
You may.
Okay.
Okay.
Groundbreaking or merely ordinary hideous.
Groundbreaking or merely ordinary hideous. I think more Wikipedia articles should
That's-
ask you to make your own conclusion.
That's a question that's gonna stay with me the rest of my life.
What's your thesis so far on it?
Groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking?
Yes.
We're all putting our thumbs up right now, except Cam, because he's a Debbie Downer.
I don't have thumbs.
Yeah.
Next
I
They
stole
are
them.
gone.
next article. I hope it's list of people with no thumbs, and it's just Cam.
List of
Dumpster
guys
mummy.
with no thumbs.
Huh?
This
Dumpster
guy.
mummy.
Aw.
Dumpster mummy?
Dumpster mummy.
Is that when someone goes into a dumpster and they come out covered in trash, they look like a mummy?
I think it may be up to reader interpretation.
I
I like
think...
to imagine it's a mummy whose sarcophagus is a dumpster.
Oh,
I've-
wait, I thought of a different interpretation of dumpster mummy.
Yeah, no, I assumed mummification was involved.
Well, I mean, mummification had to be involved sometimes, otherwise how there would be a mummy?
Nice.
Well, John.
When your mother and I love each other very much.
If you get pregnant, can you call that mummification?
Yeah.
In the words of Obama. The Chaos Emeralds.
Chaos control. In the words of Obama. Oh, you mean these
Oh,
Chaos
you mean
Emeralds?
the Chaos Emeralds. I think
Mummification.
you mean the Chaos Emeralds. Chaos control.
Mummification. Okay, next article.
All right. Pick up the phone booth and die.
This is just me whenever I have to give a phone call.
Yeah. That's in Kanaya case, by the way.
In Kanaya case?
Yeah.
Wow.
For those of you who haven't been poisoned by Homestuck, 1, what are you doing?
Pick up
Get
the phone
poisoned.
booth and die.
2, Kanai case is the one where the first letter of every word is capitalized.
Yeah.
And it has like punctuation. No, the only punctuation
That's
is
not
like full stops.
the case
isn't
is
it?
just it's just case.
Oh.
We're talking
We're not talking about hello quirk. Cam, in your Kanaya voice, could you please do you wanna say that?
No.
Sorry, can we get the sound clip?
I've forgotten what it was already.
It was
Yeah, it's not that easy, is it?
it was
John?
It was
it was,
You're asking me to say a
Dumber.
thing, and you
it was,
that's all right. Let's
Pick
Merlin
up the phone booth and die.
Yeah.
No, because I also can't remember the voice.
Pick up the phone booth and die.
That's close enough.
Yeah, good enough.
Look, if renowned actor Daniel Craig is allowed to forget how Benoit Blanc sounds, I'm allowed to forget whatever the fuck I want.
No, you're not. I'm gonna do so many kicks to you.
That's allowed.
I'm gonna stretch my legs out and kick you so bad.
At this price point, you're allowed to kick.
Yes, I am.
I think Kanaya would say that to Doc Scratch.
Kicks you, kicks you, kicks you.
Kicks you, kicks you, kicks.
All right, run to where you want to run where you want. I'm gonna catch you, catch.
Sounds like I'm gonna get caught.
I don't know why they bothered deleting
Run
that
to
one.
where you want to run, catch you when you catch you. To catch you when you want to run, I run and run, and you and catch me, catch. We had a pretty good thing going.
Yeah.
Cam, why does it? Cam, do not.
Cam, don't.
No, I'm tightening the microphone.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
I'm not
It looks like
harming
you're
it.
about to like use scissors to
Yeah,
cut
I was
off the
like, does
microphone.
he
Using
think
the
that he
back
could
of the
just cut the
scissors?
microphone off with scissors like
I was like,
plasticine?
Cam's fucking lost it. He's
I have
gonna be
freaking lost it, actually, yes. But no, that actually worked. Now the microphone's going to stop fucking drooping on me.
Yeah.
Microphone was sad, so you
Alright.
threatened it with a knife.
Can I interest you in Noob Tube?
Noob tube, you absolutely can.
The classic
Goddamn
noob
rocket
tube.
launchers,
Fucking grenade launchers.
fucking rocket launchers.
Followed by the sound of, like, high school level slurs.
High school level slurs. The highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's called high school, because the slurs are high.
My head hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry
I feel
about that.
That's a good
We can take a
Wikipedia
break
article.
if you want.
Why'd they even bother deleting that article?
Maybe his head stopped hurting.
Yeah.
Most of these aren't, like, clear, like, articles, right? My favorite one is.
Sardine eater with 11 toes.
Ooh. See, that's an article about
Yeah.
someone that's real.
What if it wasn't an 11th toe?
What,
if it
you
was a
think
sardine?
Dumpster Mummy wasn't real?
Are you saying Dumpster Mummy was faked?
Dumpster Mummy is real. I can prove it. He sucked me silly behind the Denny's.
I need you to know.
American Vandal Season 3.
No, lads, humans aren't advanced enough to create a dumpster. Aliens did that.
That's why we haven't had any alien things, because they're too busy getting raccoons.
Yeah. Raccoons, also aliens.
American
If I was an
Vandal
alien, I'd
season-
pick up like 14 raccoons,
Very-
have them on the spaceship, and be like, "This is sick," and then leave, and then the raccoons would ruin everything.
American Vandal Season 3, where Peter Maldonado and Sam Eklund investigate the dumpster money and end up discovering aliens.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, no, and they run into Jughead while he's
The
getting
true
abducted
American
from Riverdale.
Vandal. The true American Vandal was those dang aliens in their crop circles.
Yeah.
Who do you-
Snowman
wait, what do you
porn.
Like the guy from Spider-Man?
No, the character from Homestuck.
You know what, though? That makes sense. That checks out.
Actually, yeah, no, that'd be that.
That really checks out, yeah.
I mean, that'd be both.
I think the funniest interpretation is just of, like, the ice and snow guys.
I think it's... Do you
Yeah,
think
no, you're right.
the song Carrot for a Cock by the Yogscast was on that list? Do you know the song
that a
Carrot
good
for a
trade?
Cock?
No, I don't.
It's a
inform
classic
me more.
Christmas carol.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, what,
about,
like a Yowie Christmas?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The general theme is that
General
a group
theme?
of kids
Sorry, I'm
are
saluting.
building a snowman,
Mm-hmm.
and of course they need a classic carrot to make the nose, but
Yep.
they trip whilst carrying the carrot,
No.
and they
oh
end
my
up
God,
putting
no.
it in somewhere a little bit lower on the snowman.
right,
And
that's
then
funny.
the snowman magically turns into a guy,
Oh.
or like alive, not like a guy but alive.
Will all snowmen become alive if I give them genitalia?
And then they have
Yes.
then they have a good time with the snowman who has as
It's
the
forbidden to give
titular
snowmen
carrot
genitalia
for a cock.
for this reason. Because they will become sentient, and that's never a good idea. It's like teaching crabs to read.
What size was Frosty the Snowman's dick?
Huh?
Well, you know, they don't say great things about what the cold does.
I mean, like, there's only so far a carrot can shrivel. Or does,
Yeah, but
like,
it's not just a carrot anymore, is it?
does the carrot transmute into, like, a snowween and then, like, shrink and grow as temperature demands?
That's Snowween.
Snowween.
It's a space station.
Snowween. Snowween.
Snowween.
Snowween. I'm trying to remember some of the lyrics.
Nah, it's fine. I've
mostly
got better ones in
just
my
the
brain
word
now.
carrot for a cock is just going around my brain.
Oh,
Is it
leave
based on an
there.
existing
It'll be
tune,
safe.
or is it an original tune?
It's an original tune.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they made a real
Good for
song.
them.
There's an animated music video for it, just by the way.
I do not want to watch that.
Oh, no, you do. I'll show you after.
Down. I'm pressing X. Cam, I think it's time for your favorite article.
All right, so my favorite article is a list containing a single entry, and that entry is my dad. And the list is list of dads that make other dads eat bugs.
My dad.
I need you to know I don't have the Merlin's list in front of me. I
Yeah.
know this one off by heart.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, no, this is the audience. They don't know that. And I think that's just the greatest article ever.
Credit. Is my dad the asshole? He keeps force feeding other dads bugs.
Oh my god.
My dad makes your dad eat bugs. And it's just like, yeah, I've got the Wikipedia article there to cite that.
Oh my god, fucking #1 bumper sticker.
Don't cite a Wikipedia article.
That's fine,
How do
I'll
we know
upload it
it's
to JSTOR.
trustworthy?
Dude, we're not fucking getting peer reviewed here. We're talking playground shit talk.
I think Playground Shit Talk should be peer reviewed.
Guys,
I think
I
that
mean,
would
it's
solve a
reviewed
lot
by
of-
your peers, but in a more direct way.
out of all of our dads, who do we think is the most likely one to force feed other bugs to dads?
Dads to other bugs? Nope.
I don't know your dads that well.
Bugs to other dads.
Also,
Yep.
do I count my dad and my stepdad, or just
Yeah,
one?
you can
Up
have
to
2
you.
entries.
I don't feel like my
Would
dad...
one of them be likely to make the other one eat bugs?
No, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
What about your dads?
I feel like Colin Locke would definitely make another dad eat bugs.
It's true. No, he would try. He would try, and I think he would succeed.
Okay.
That man
I'll
is more powerful than he has any right
I'll
to
bring
be.
my dad over
Don't.
and be like, yeah, he really likes bugs.
I'm not
Can we
bringing
have
my
your dad
here.
guest star on the podcast and make him eat bugs?
Dad, I've got this I've got this project I'm working on. I'd really like your help with it. Can just sit here, okay? And I brought you some food. And just I'm
don't
just
even
gonna
look
put this
at it, man.
microphone
That's not
over
bugs.
here.
Ignore that it is grasshopper shaped.
Who's that? Yeah, that's Colin Locke. He's a dad of a friend of mine. Yeah, he's gonna pick up the spoon there, and I just want you to close your eyes and open your mouth.
We should have the UniSFA dad cast.
That dad cuss. I think
We
we
can
should.
get Chase's dad, friend of the show.
Oh
friend
my
of
god,
the
I would
club.
love to get Ian Houghton, friend of the show, on this
Okay,
show.
we get Chase's dad, we get my dad, we get Cam's dad on the
And I
podcast.
presume they all kill each other.
No, they make one kill.
I do not expect that I would be able to just make that happen. I feel like
Okay.
we'd be like, seat reserved for Cam's dad. And then
I
he
think we
doesn't
should
turn
get
up,
your
just
dad
like
on
in
the
every
podcast.
TV thing.
He doesn't turn up.
Yeah, he's not there.
So I wish I could say that I was a different person, but unfortunately I'm not. And my first thought was, fuck, marry, kill, Chase's dad, John's dad, Cam's dad.
It's so easy for me.
I would marry Chase's dad, fuck John's dad, kill your dad.
Yeah, same.
Alright, great.
Well, I don't
really
know
hope
John's
my
dad, so I don't want to marry a guy I
I
don't
can
know.
send you an image
Yeah.
of. I don't know if I do want to send you an image of my dad.
I'll fuck your dad, John.
No, I've met Chase's dad.
You want another dad?
He's a handsome guy.
I've met Chase's dad once,
Yeah, he's a
and
bit
I know
of a
that he can
silver
build a
fox.
shelf.
Yeah, right? That's so sexy. He could be the Australian Hank Hill of my dreams.
And the fucking ability to own Chase at all times, just in any given
That's no way to talk to me, buddy, pal. I fucked your dad.
Well, no, I'm marrying Chase's
Oh
dad.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, once you are someone's stepdad, you have the ability to own them whenever for any reason.
Yeah, exactly. It's an ability many
Or
use.
just if you're
Some use
someone's
for
dad.
good and some use for evil. It's like the Force,
And
Yeah.
some use for pure neutrality.
pure neutrality. Just like the Force.
Just like the Force.
Well, I mean, fucking. Oh, okay. Have I gone on my Force rant
I
on this podcast?
Tell us about the Force, Ken.
Tell us about the Force.
So okay. So there's some things with the Force that I think are complete bullshit.
Cam, yeah, the Force is bullshit. That's its point.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
like,
bullshit
the Force
magic,
was
and it's
written
fun.
by people, and those people
Yeah.
wrote it bad. Okay. The Sith are considered like the user, like they use the dark side of the Force,
Yeah.
right? That makes them bad. And the Jedi don't use the dark side. They use the light side.
No, I thought they
that makes
were
them
bad,
good.
and that's why they get access to the dark side.
See, that's the thing, right? The Sith Code and the Jedi Code have nothing to do with the morality of their actions. They're entirely to do with how personally invested you are in them, right?
Yeah.
The Sith Code is about, like, passion and being invested and, like, having an emotional response to things. And the Jedi Code is about dispassionately, like, not having, like, a connection to things, not
Being like a
not being
Buddhist monk.
attached, right?
Being really aesthetic,
And there's nothing stopping you from doing good things with emotional intent, and there is absolutely cases where people do terrible things dispassionately. And I think that, I don't know, equating the two things is bullshit, and it's very, like, chaotic evil always and lawful good always, and I think that's dumb and bullshit. Light side Sith should burn out very quickly because they're going to get a lot of things done very fast, but it's not sustainable. And Dark Jedi are terrifying monsters, which we have seen occasionally. Like, Dark Jedi exist in canon. Light Sith claim to not be... Like, the canon, or at least used to be in Legends before everything got retconned with the new stuff, but they haven't really rewritten it yet, so whatever. Like, apparently light side Sith aren't really possible, and they're much more interesting to me than, like, almost any other
That
set
is
there.
interesting. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah. Like, someone who's just, like, I have... an emotional response which I'm using to do good things, and it may be positive emotions. You can like get enough strength out of that, right?
Yeah, someone
But it's
who's
about
really
using
happy and
positive emotions, right?
I'm just
Caring about something.
such a joyous guy that I can move things with my mind.
Yeah,
Talking about interesting things in Star Wars, I watched Andor. I would
Andor
say
what?
this week.
Darth
Andor,
Vader could make most other
the
dads
Star
eat bugs.
Wars TV show Andor came out this year. Came out a couple months ago. And I watched a couple episodes last week.
Sorry,
and
I
then-
just got your bit, Merl, and I think you're right, John. Sorry, which one?
I
Andor.
mean, like kind of both. Like it's up. You know,
So and
or
Star or Wars?
or. The Star and the Wars, but Andor.
Andor.
Star Wars Andor. Star Wars and Andor.
Yeah.
Or Star Wars Andor. Or Andor.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to the reviews we get for this one, lads.
We don't get any reviews. It's fine. The only reviews we do here is of dads. Hey, if you
I'll review your dad live.
yeah,
on
send
air.
in your dad. I'd like you to send.
Send in
Send
your
him
dad
in.
for Waifu of the Week, which I will be restarting in 2020.
I'm thinking
too.
like a fucking World War One like trench in the offices,
no, it's
like
not
send
even
in the next
2022
wave
anymore.
of dads and blows the little whistle.
I will judge your dad like a guy at
Wife
a
of-
dog show.
Wife of the week. I'm gonna
Wife of the
nominate
week,
my
Paul.
dad.
It's just people's
Um,
dads.
My dad. Positive qualities. Feeds bugs to other dads.
I think Colin Locke should be Waifu of the Week if he ever manages to make another man eat a bug.
I need you to know that I will commit a political assassination about that.
Who are you assassinating?
My dad.
For making another dad eat a bug?
Nah, just for what he is.
A
a
bug.
dad.
Cam's ready to kill kill dads at any time.
Look, okay.
Cam Dilf Hunter.
There's a
Dilf
line.
Hunter,
There's a line in.
but in a very literal hunting way.
Yeah, no, fuck whatever you're going to
There's-
say, Cam. I want to talk about Cam Locke Dilf Hunter some more. Because
All right.
I like to imagine you with like a giant butterfly net.
You know what?
just
No, I'm
grabbing
gonna
dilfs off the
combine your
streets.
bit with.
Oh,
my
I like
bit.
to imagine
Okay.
with a butterfly knife stabbing Dilfs in the
So,
streets.
in the fourth rebuild of Evangelion, an actual conclusion to a like 30 or so year old series at that point.
Yeah.
No spoil,
And again, like
please.
I didn't expect. No, I won't spoil anything. Well, I'm going to spoil one line. It's very good, which was very surprising to everyone involved. But there's a line: "The only things a son can do for a father are pat him on the shoulder or kill him." And I think that today you two have added a third option.
Catch him.
Feed bugs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, catch him so you can feed him bugs.
No, yeah. But also
It's
that
part
line
of
is
a
a good
dad's
line.
healthy diet.
That is a good
That's why
line.
they spend so much time in the shed. It's hunting like flies.
I've already
like
forgotten that
spiders.
line.
You are thinking of spiders. They also live in the shed and eat bugs.
Yeah,
Wait,
dads
no.
and spiders are the same
The
thing.
daddy longlegs is the dads that get
Oh
made to
my
eat bugs
God.
by other dads.
And that's why they don't hurt any. They're not dangerous.
They're
Yeah.
weak dads that get forced to eat bugs.
Exactly.
We've cracked the code.
We've cracked the code.
You
What are
know
the other
how
spiders?
There's an old saying that's like, if you eat enough of that, you'll turn into one. Dads and spiders.
Yeah, no,
Dads
absolutely.
and spiders, guys.
What is that?
A delicious dad spider.
A delicious dad spider.
Deli-
You get a bit of
Ooh,
you
yummy.
get a bit of dad. You throw some ice cream on it. Bam, dad spider.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that they would eat in the, like, death realm from Corpse Bride.
Do you know what? People like spiders, right?
Yeah.
Like the drink, like
Yeah, the
soft
beverage.
drink.
Yeah,
ice
like
cream.
an ice cream float.
It's an
Right?
Australian.
You
yeah,
put
it's
in
an ice
Coke,
cream
you
float
put
if you're
some
in
ice
Australia.
cream on it. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Then why are people so against me drinking Pepsi and milk? Because that's literally just like ice cream is literally just milk, but it's like slightly more solid with more sugar.
John,
It's just
John,
the same
ice cream
thing.
and milk are different guys. They are friends. They are related, but they are not the same.
Yeah,
They're
but-
cousins, but they're not the same.
Okay, but why are you
This
saying
dickhead
one
thinks
is
that
gross
cheese
and the
butter
other
are
is
the
other?
same. You're literally taking a Bill Dauterive take here. Butter and cheese are the same color, and they're both made of milk. They're the same. No, they're not, man.
Yeah, Cheetos
Yeah, but
and butter
one
are
is-
the same color.
I'll pay that cream cheese is butter. That's a fair point.
No, but ice cream is literally just sweeter milk. Like they're not that
No.
different.
No, man.
Ice cream is more solid and
If you have
sweeter.
melted ice cream,
Huh?
well, at least you'd say it's cream, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It's
Melted ice cream tastes different to milk and has
So are you
different
s-
viscosity.
so. Are you saying that because it's more viscous, it's
Also,
better in
like
a soft
the air
drink?
content of ice cream is really important, right? So unless you're gonna like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you don't want to like
You
make
want an ice cream
carbonated
to be
milk because that's
fluffy.
such
Yeah, but
shit.
when you're making a spider, there's either no air content because it's dissolved into the ice,
no, that's
the
part
drink,
Of it.
or you like eat the ice cream bit.
What do you think the fucked up spider like horrible textured bubbles are? That's the air from the ice cream getting fucked up by the bubbles in the soft drink.
But what's the why do people hate the Pepsi and milk but they can accept a spider? I don't understand. I think it's a double standard. I think it's a double standard in our society. Not acceptable. I'm going to
Also,
feed those
I think
people
it's-
bugs.
Milk isn't sweet.
It is sweet.
Also, it's the
No,
milk
no,
kernels
Merle.
What?
if you
Merle.
carbonate it.
Merle, this has been established. Merle, do you think flavored milk is sweet?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Milk is sweet, Merle.
No. Milk's not sweet. Milk can
Milk
be sweet.
is
Milk's
sweet.
generally not sweet. No,
I-
Mel,
no,
you're right
I-
on this one.
Merle, I don't trust your taste buds.
Me neither, but Cam's saying I'm right on this one, which is making me a little bit more
Milk-
confident.
Milk is like not sour, but it's not sweet.
Yeah, I would describe
say-
milk as milky as the
Milk
flavor.
is like very
Like,
so
okay,
slightly
lactose
sweet.
free milk is sweet.
No,
Or it's
even just
sweeter,
regular
right?
milk is sweet.
I don't
It's
know.
not
I
very
wouldn't- I wouldn't
sweet.
say sweet is a bold enough like. Part
I'd
of
say
the
it's
concept
very,
there, right?
it's very so slightly sweet. It is.
God, I bet
it
this
is
is
sweet.
making for incredible listening right now.
No,
I-
you know what? The audience has opinions on this.
The audience
Yeah.
has opinions.
Everyone's
Okay.
fucking had milks. Everyone knows if milk is sweet or not, and if you don't, you can. You know
I
what?
think
If
it can
you
be-
don't
if you
drink
haven't had
regular
something
milk,
sweet in a while and you have milk, it tastes very sweet. But if you've had a lot of sweet things, milk is not.
well, like a lot of milk replacements are sweet.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Oh,
are.
they're
But I'm
often
not
sweetened.
talking about that. I'm
No, that's what
talking
I'm saying. But
about
like
freaking milk.
comparatively, right?
We're not talking
What's
about
your baseline?
this.
What do you think
neutral?
is
This.
blue milk
We're
from
talking
Star
about
Wars tastes like?
this.
Blue milk from Star Wars?
Yeah, as featured in Andor.
Well, so blue makes your brain think it's going to be sweet,
Blue milk does feel sweet, right?
which is why, like, if you make like
gonna
blue
be like blue
noodles,
raspberry.
like blue instant noodles, they confuse
Bloodles.
you because they look like they should be.
I love
sweet.
Bloodles.
Sorry,
Bring 'em back.
if you were to make blue instant noodles.
Well, I haven't
When
done
you
it.
make
I've been
blue
around when it's
instant
been
noodles.
done.
Yeah.
When you make blue instant noodles, not if. When. I need to talk about Andor more. So I watched basically all of it on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that's strange for me because I don't binge watch shows. I barely watch shows, let alone binge watch them. But I
Yeah.
was there, having spent 7 hours in UniSFA, like, I can watch 2 more episodes of Andor. And I'm going to make the bold claim right now. Actually, it's not even bold. Literally the best thing to come out of Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd believe that.
Yeah, I hear that.
It took them 46 years for them to make good, like, something actually really good.
Yeah, that's fine. I think like, you know, that was honestly like a similar take to what I had when Rogue One first got dropped, and this is, I assume, conceptually like and tonally quite similar.
I can't really remember that Rogue One
Along
that
the
much.
same like lines in terms of like Rogue One was a very like distinct turn from the standard Star Wars formula and tone. With like, you know, it had its Star Wars to it, but like it took a hard, sharp turn. And I assume Andor being about one of those guys
It's not just
has a
about
similar
Andor.
tone. No, but like
Andor feels like the first Star Wars thing to me that doesn't focus on the big grandiose heroes or the
well, that's sort of how Rogue One was as well, on a different scale because it was a movie. But yeah, I know what you mean.
It's not the big grand. Even in Rogue One, there's still like the heroes going out and doing that specific mission. It's just them, right? It's not about the big grandiose heroes or these like villains at the very top. It's about little guys. It's about all the people in the thing. The original Star Wars: A New Hope, you see the culmination of the rebellion. You see its very peak. And Andor is about not the very start, but like the beginning of the rebellion. It focuses on a lot of characters. It focuses on Andor and his transformation from a kind of jaded, kind of selfish person who, lies, bribes, steals, kills. He has a lot of hatred for the Empire, but he's not going to act on it. He just wants to fucking make money and go live in a life which people can't bother him.
Into the kind of person that does what he does in Rogue One.
Exactly. So you explore that. And you also... there's also loads of other characters you meet along the way, all with their own little struggles against the Empire and their own little reasons. And you see their little rebellion efforts.
I gotta go pirate Andor at some point.
You can watch it in the club room.
Somehow, up until now, apparently I've been under the impression that Andor was a planet and not a guy.
No, Cassian Andor is one of the main rebels in Rogue One.
Yes.
And we see kind of his journey in Andor, and what he goes through to slowly kind of become more radicalized against the Empire. But you also explore the like politicians. Mon Mothma is a major character who is a Coruscant senator, and she's trying to figure out how to get political donations secretly to
the
rebellion. There's Luthen, who is this middleman trying to organize a network of rebels. There is... Who's another main character? You also look at the Empire, and not the big bads, not Darth Vader, not
everyday
Palpatine.
Regular shithead fascism.
Just regular cops, just like officers who are doing their best to like stamp out the rebellion, and all the bureaucracy and shit they have to go through. And like the main villain of season 1 of Andor is not this high up, villain with a lightsaber, right? It's just this woman who's really, really dedicated to her job, to wipe out the rebellion.
Yeah.
And she's willing to do what it takes. And there's another one of the villains also is like this, but things go wrong on his mission, and he gets fired, and he has to go home and live with his mom. Also, Andor's just... It feels smaller scale. It focuses more on these individuals. It just does a really good job as well. There's some really good tension and then satisfaction afterwards. So, there are moments where I'm, on the edge of my seat. One time I had to stop myself from shouting,
yeah. No. Part of it's it takes that time, right? It's made by someone who clearly wanted to make this, and that shows a lot. And it because it's not a movie and it's like a long planned TV show, they can really slow burn things and do them properly. Like,
it's done so much world building as well.
It's refreshing to watch things that are good.
It really is. It's refreshing to watch things good.
Star Wars.
Especially Star Wars. I started watching it because last week I watched the Star Wars Holiday Special, which is the worst Star Wars was ever.
No,
and then I immediately went on to...
I haven't seen episode 9 yet.
Andor, which I'm like, I need to cleanse myself. I need to think about what good Star Wars is. And Andor is the best that Star Wars is. I
can believe that.
Yeah.
Star Wars was always at its best with the subtler world building and the aesthetic, and the further you get from the grand conflicts, the better that shit gets.
Yes. Yeah. It's not about the grand conflicts. It's about the small communities, all the small rebellions, all the things that needed to do the rebellion, and why the Empire is actually bad. Because in the movies, they're just fucking goofy dudes, right?
Yeah, it just feels like they're kind of bad guys, TM.
Bad guys, TM, because they look
100
scary.
murders is a tragedy. Alderaan is a statistic.
Yeah. But
then in the sequel trilogy, they were like, let's just blow up 7 planets, which was one of the worst parts of episode 7. They were just
wiped from my mind.
We just built a bigger Death Star, which I'm like, yeah, all right, look, I understand, but just blowing up 7 planets we didn't care about has no emotional impact.
Yeah.
You see in Andor them oppress people jail
assume,
people for no reason.
Does Bail
lie to
Organa show up
people.
occasionally?
Who does?
Organa? Bail Organa? Or anything from Alderaan?
No, I don't
Fair
think
enough,
Alderan's
that's
mentioned.
impressive, because Alderaan is usually like quite a good way of setting up that tension and making it like, hey, Alderaan's nice, and then it's like, oh yeah.
I don't think the Death Star is.
I guess that happened probably more in Obi-Wan, which I never got around to watching.
I heard it's not great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unsurprising.
You explore new planets in Andor as well, which is decent.
Yeah, going to
Yeah.
see new shit that's not related.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah, new stuff.
And like, it's so good. It's literally the best Star Wars has ever been. And I implore you to watch it. It's also the most political Star Wars has ever been. And not political in that bad way of, oh my god, they made Star Wars political. As in, like...
Star Wars
No, I
has
know what you
surely
mean.
always been political.
Star Wars
given
has
that
always
they're
been political.
rebelling
It's
against
about...
the fascist government.
Exactly, right?
But that didn't used to be a political take, right?
Yeah.
Or like not one that was even worth discussing as political,
I think...
which is like, and I know that, you know, anytime you say fascism bad is a political take, right? But like, hey, I was a conscious human being with like awareness of myself at a time when it wasn't even a thing you'd think about. Right? I have seen that become like, no, we actually have to actively look at that now again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andor really drills down into, like, this is how it, like, it works. This is what happens. These are the
Bold move
consequences.
of Disney to say fascism bad.
Yeah, I know. It's kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of pretty interesting coming out from
Can you
I
tell
think one article.
Can you tell
and
how
that
much
says
the creators
Mouse
are
House.
channeling the boot of Disney into their fascism? Like, is that happening? Can you tell? I know it's happening, but can you tell that it's happening? Also, I just want to go into a quick side tangent here.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
the,
no, I'm basically
the whole
done.
like, you know, X thing is political now. They put women in my content. Right, you know those
Yeah.
It
those
sucks.
dickheads.
I hate to have women in my content.
Yeah.
I just want to say
I would never
those
trap a
dickheads
woman
have
in a
already
television.
fucking lost. So 40K, a like, you know, notorious like grimdark, you know, shithead setting where like even the good factions TM
Did they put a woman
are
in?
like egregious. Not only did they put women in it, because like there's always been women in it, but they've, you know, that's not always been good.
Yeah.
So they've been. There's a series that was released by a guy just making it in his fucking like basement a while back, a couple years back, called Astartes, which was really, really good animation. Like
Yeah.
cinema quality animation, excellent use of like lighting and space, and a quick like simple plot. It's like 15 minutes or so long. I recommend watching it for everyone. It's spectacular.
All right.
They hired that guy, right? Games Workshop hired that guy to be like, no, we want you to officially make shit for us because you made something that's so good that like. And also, they were cracking down at the time on people making things with their IP, which sucks, by the way. They shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. How dare you
but
enjoy our thing and
The
make fan
trailer
content?
for the newest thing that guy has made, I believe it's one of it's his work. It looks similar animation-wise, at least. There's a so the trailer for the biggest 40K like media release in like years, potentially ever. The trailer passes the Bechdel test.
Woo!
Which I know the Bechdel test is like, you know, it's usually
It's-
used as like a, you know, you look at things and it doesn't pass it and you go, see, it doesn't even fucking pass the Bechdel test. But, man, the 40K trailer passed the Bechdel test.
I think that using it as a benchmark.
Yeah, using it
is,
as a benchmark sucks. Like, well, in that,
Yeah, being able to use it as a benchmark to say, hey, things are actually improving in terms of diversity.
yeah, it's enough things still fail it that something
Yeah.
passing it is a big deal. Which is terrible. But the fact that 40K of all things passed it, I find really funny, and I know there are some dudes that would be very upset to think about that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And those dudes, it's you know, it's funny that they're upset.
Yeah, get out.
Like 40K's done some fucking ham-fisted. There's women in the setting before, and it's also done a lot of like, man, you shouldn't have put those women in the setting. And sometimes it works to fix those things, but in this case, it's like, no, you know what? Fuck it. You can have a Sister of Battle and a Guardswoman just fucking interact
Nice.
about trying not to die.
What are their names?
I don't know. Oh shit, they need names? Look, they're clearly the two main characters. They will have names. We just don't know them yet.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know. It's not like they're like offhand characters. It seems like they are the protagonists.
For reference, for anyone who doesn't know, the Bechdel test requires two women who have names to speak to each other about a subject that is not a man.
Yeah.
Yep. I heard I discovered another one, which was the something Mori test, Mori test.
The Mako Mori.
Yeah, the Mako Mori test, which was from Pacific Rim, of like it needs to have like a female character have like an actual arc.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
to be fair, the Bechdel test was not originally about being feminist TM.
It was about being able to pretend that a movie had lesbians in it,
Yes.
so that you could relate to something in
Yeah,
it.
Alison Bechdel's friend was like, "Yeah, no, this is the
Yeah.
test to see if the movie you can pretend that it's got lesbians in it." Because they were lesbians, and they were like, "I want to just be able to watch a movie and pretend that it's good."
I want to watch a movie and pretend that I could have a place in this.
Yeah,
The feeling of which that I don't necessarily understand, but is apparently a popular enough phenomenon that people are excited about it.
Okay, the requirements of the Mako Mori test are that a film or television show has at least one female character, and that this character has an independent plot arc, and that the character or her arc does not simply exist to support a male character's plot
Yeah.
arc.
yeah.
See, Morbius
Higher
passes the
standard.
Bechdel test, but it fails the Mako Mori test.
Does it pass the Bechdel test?
Anna and Bancroft talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean, how many characters even have plot arcs in, like,
I guess.
Morbius
Morbius,
become
like,
vampire.
Matt,
I don't think it
Matt
even counts
Smith,
if
Become
Michael
vampire.
Morbius. That's kind of it.
I don't even think it counts if Morbius is in the room at the time, like
Yeah,
part
it
of the
does.
conversation. Also, aren't they talking about him? Talking about Morbius.
They also began talking about chess, but no, you're right. Morbius is there.
Does Morbius
I don't know. I don't want
pass
to give
the
Morbius more
Bechdel
credit than
test?
it's due here.
Yeah.
Like, even if it passes, it's borderline, and that's disappointing. Again, it's
Oh, yeah. It's not a benchmark.
No,
it
yeah.
can simply be a mark of, like,
It's
how
deeply
prominent
yeah.
are women in this
Morbius
film?
it's
apparently
deeply
doesn't
shameful whenever
pass the
anything
Bechdel
doesn't
test.
pass.
What's our citation on that?
LATimes.com.
All right.
Okay, Bechdel test movie list. Morbius.
I mean, again, it does come down to like how you define
Yeah,
Movie
talking
cast.
to.
to,
1 out of
and
3
like
tests.
how you define not about a guy. But yeah, I would say like fuck it if it. It's close enough to not passing that it's.
It has to have at least 2 named women in it who talk to each other about something besides a man. I think it only passes the fact that there is 2 women who talk to each other.
Yeah.
Apparently, Martine does talk to an ill girl. However, Morbius is present for this exchange.
Yeah.
Thank you, user on BechdelTest.com. Parking_lot.
Oh.
Shout out parking lot. Talking about Morbius, are you planning on watching it anymore? I assume December's over, so you no longer have
I
any
don't
commitment
have
to watching it.
I might come back to it next December, see how I've...
Yeah, I just want to know what are your final thoughts on it? You watched it quite a lot of times, not the 500 as was intended, but still quite a lot. And I want to know, in the end, after the dust has settled, metaphorically,
we still did watch over 100 more BI,
Yeah.
which was significant, I think.
that's enough to make you
Had
more
work not
apologist.
gotten in the way of the whole thing.
Yeah.
we could
Having a
have done it,
life
but
not
yeah.
get in the way of not having a life, in
Yeah.
brackets,
There
watching
was a
Morbius
solid
500
week
times.
where I was working the UWA graduations.
Which is a
Ken
nightmare.
was
I was working almost every day that week.
almost every day that week, and also Jack had not 1 but 2 auditions that he was having to rehearse pretty brutally
Wow.
for.
And that
also
really
the
just
auditions
shot our
themselves.
momentum clean in
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah.
We have a couple episodes unreleased still.
Yes,
but,
I know. I'm
yeah.
looking forward to those. The Morbius, the hidden tapes.
Final thoughts on the movie itself, though. Like,
Yeah.
I still really like the lighting. I know I've talked about it on the Mobcast in
The
previous
metamorphosis.
episodes, but I watched it again on New Year's Eve, and I fell back in love with the use of lighting and sound in the movie. And I think that lighting is something that is so often underrated when it comes to cinematic structure and construction.
Because the last show you watched that had good lighting was Riverdale.
It Good is doing some mileage here.
Riverdale sometimes pulls out the lighting.
I feel like
Yes,
Riverdale's
but I feel like
overall
it's-
production is really it's visual quality is generally really good.
Yes.
But the
It's
writing.
not as symbolic as Morbius is.
No.
Because with Morbius, I could clearly tell what the symbology was with regards to the lighting, and I feel like that
It has a
made
lovely
the whole
stylized lighting.
movie so much more impactful and meaningful for me.
I would say Riverdale is overproduced.
Yes,
That's fair.
It's not well edited, right? There's a lot of... We've seen some god-awful cuts in Riverdale as well.
That's true. I think
I would
I think
even
I was
say
thinking
that
of
Riverdale is underrated.
I was thinking of production as purely image quality, final
Yeah,
image
it's
quality.
got good quality images, as it's overproduced, right? They focus too much on it's each shot's it's in high definition. It's you can see but it's not necessarily like a well-constructed scene.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
The cast is hardly ever in the same room as each other
That doesn't
because
help,
presumably they can't fucking stand each other anymore.
Also COVID.
Also COVID.
But
No,
we do
they're
know
probably
that
in the
some of
same
them
room
can't
with
be in
each
the same
other
room
anyway.
anymore.
yeah.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, yeah, after Cole Sprouse's and Lily Reinhardt's, like, very antagonistic breakup, well, that was why, Betty and Jughead had to split up. It was because the two actors involved also broke up and they
Wow.
couldn't film
Didn't
scenes
a
together
similar thing
anymore.
happen with Veronica and Reggie?
Yes, though they also broke up, which is sad, because I really liked the Veronica and Reggie ship, and I thought that they were good for each other, and I really liked their sort of, like, chemistry.
But yeah, my final Morbius thought is, I think
Huh.
Matt Smith is the only actor in that movie that knows which movie they were making.
Yes.
And I think that's because I
Matt
don't
Smith-
think that the Morbius we saw
Yeah.
is the Morbius they wanted to make. And Matt Smith happened to just get it right, but he would have been god-awful if they'd gotten the tone they'd wanted originally.
Matt Smith acts his little heart out.
I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a good job.
Matt
in it
Yeah,
Smith
he
too.
is
does.
like-
He does do a really good job.
Matt Smith is like, I am going to play this as a camp gay little villain,
Yeah.
and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do my little dance, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe that he knew that they were going to pick Have Sex as the song for that.
Yeah. So the thing
I
about
choose to believe he did.
gay little villains is that there's been a lot of like cultural pushback for gay villains because people want to promote the message that, you know, gay people aren't inherently evil, but gay people aren't villains. Gay people are dynamic and three-dimensional and can take the form of all kinds of people in your life. But the
Gay
thing is
people are
that all
people.
gay people are villains. I speak as a gay person myself. I would love like a little vampiric cloak to do crimes with.
The thing is that it's gone in two directions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Camp villainy has influenced gay culture as much as gay culture has influenced camp villainy.
Yeah.
They feed off each other.
Sorry, you say camp villainy, and I'm just imagining a summer camp.
Oh,
full of
I would
little-
love to go to
little
Camp Villainy,
villainies,
right? Yeah.
Villains.
If you excised the concept of him from the Powerpuff Girls from cultural knowledge, the population of drag queens would be decimated by like 50%.
Oh, I think drag queens existed long before that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, yeah, well, you would still have like older queens and queens who didn't like derive their image from him, but like,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not actually familiar with him from the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never seen much Powerpuff Girls.
yeah. Well,
For the
you
same
know-
reason that you didn't play many video games as a kid.
Yeah, well, because my parents were super gung-ho about me only watching shit that was for girls when I was a kid. So I've seen a fair amount of Powerpuff Girls. I've drawn a lot of Powerpuff Girls fan art in my 0 to 11 phase of my life. Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls was good. I don't know if you guys remember when the live-action Powerpuff Girls script
Sorry, I'm
I
talking
do
about you
remember
saying
that.
0 to 11 phase of your life, not like age until age 11, like
No,
the
speed.
the speed.
Yeah,
the,
no, when
the
Merlin's
velocity.
between 0 and 11 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, the power level 0 to
Merlin can only
11.
be on the podcast not drawing Powerpuff Girls fan art right now because it's currently going at 43 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slow it down. It starts getting to Powerpuff Girls.
It's all about the Powerpuff Girls fan art, baby.
But yeah, no, Merl, you went completely unhinged for a little bit when that script dropped.
Okay, so
I
the thing
remember that
about
week or two.
my summary of the Powerpuff Girls live action script that dropped was, what if we did Animorphs but with no Animorphing
I'm
and
so
the Powerpuff
confused.
Girls were there?
What?
Also, it was
Why they're
Riverdale.
animals?
Animorphs.
Why they're animal? Yeah. What does that have anything to do with Powerpuff Girls?
They're evil worms.
Oh, like the Magnus Archive.
Yeah, like the Magnus Archives.
Sugar.
And
Spice.
also Burning Empires.
And
And
I do
so,
love Yerks.
what about
so
your
the thing
keys?
about the live action Powerpuff Girls was that it is a dark and like edgy remake. It sort of like tries to do this thing where it explores like the effects of having been a Powerpuff Girl.
What if lighthearted childhood thing was in fact grim and sad?
And
Oh, like
Blossom,
Andor.
yeah, Blossom grows up to be like a psych major, which is relatively normal, and I can see that happening.
Growing up to be a psych major is not normal.
Okay, well,
You've heard it here first
I
from a
said
psych
relatively.
major.
To be
Bubbles,
fair, when it comes to the Powerpuff Girls, they are genetic freaks and they're
There's-
not normal.
I just want.
they are genetic freaks and they're not normal. Bubbles ends up
See you
being
sacrifice.
a like pretty chronic substance abuser who
Jesus.
is shamelessly trying to get more attention on her at all times. She always has like t-shirts with her face on them, like in her handbag, ready to sell. And
I think more people should do that.
Buttercup, yeah, Buttercup is the only black one. That's important for reasons I'm just about to get into.
Powerpuff racism?
Powerpuff racism, baby. Clearly the most violent one, so you can already tell that this is really
Yeah.
bad. Also,
It's like, great, having one of the Powerpuff Girls be black is not that's great in and of itself.
yeah,
Or at least, that's not a bad thing to do. But, yeah, they fucked it.
yeah. And it's not even that, like, you should stray away from showing, like, black women who are, like, physically capable fighters. It's that you should probably not show them with aggression disorders that sort of feed into that stereotype. And additionally, they should not be, like, predatory lesbians that dupe girls into having sex with them.
Jesus Christ,
I think
agreed.
that that's bad.
I think we can agree on this one.
And that's
Yeah.
how Merlin sees it.
Yeah,
I
my
wanna go-
memory of that, the when that was leaked, was you having a lot of fun with the dumb bullshit they pulled, but it was also, very bad.
Yes.
I want to go back
And
to the
they
t-shirt
also,
thing.
Sorry, hold on. I've got one more reveal. They split Mojo Jojo, the famous Powerpuff villain, into two guys. One of whom is the mayor of Townsville. The other of whom is like a hot boy who is Blossom's love interest.
Okay, but what if they'd split it into two guys?
Are they called...
Austin Powers and, like, any of the Joestars. You got your Mojo and your Jojo, baby.
I
That's the
didn't
funniest
really-
joke I'm going to make.
John, can you edit a rim
ever.
shot in there?
A what?
The...
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
rim
yeah,
shot.
absolutely. No, I already
You were
have.
thinking rim job, weren't you, John?
No.
John, can you edit a rim job in there?
No, I already have edited one in there, so I don't know why you said that.
Okay,
Classic
cool.
giant robot movie porn parody Pacific Rim job.
Yeah.
That whole
I don't
sentence...
know why they gave the Jaegers functioning assholes with, like,
I know
nerve
why.
capability, but they did.
Only the assholes, though.
Only the
Nothing
assholes.
else?
Yeah. They're only for butt stuff.
I think people should carry around t-shirts with their face on it. So if you meet someone you really like, and you're like, man, I really like you. I wish there was something to remember our time together.
Where do you think we got all the Jim's knowing shirts?
Yeah.
You really just like
From
Jim?
Jim, yeah.
From
Yeah,
Jim?
from Jim.
And now you know about him. And
Yeah,
now
and
I
now
do too.
I know.
Merlin is currently wearing a Jim's Knowing shirt,
Yep.
which is like Jim's Mowing, but there's Jim with a bunch of tentacles
And a third
Yeah.
eye, yeah.
and a third eye.
Yeah, it was from a Call of Cthulhu one-shot.
Yeah, it was from the,
Roleplay for Life.
Yeah, it was from a Roleplay for Life years and years ago now.
Yeah, I let everyone give me the name of a spell,
Yeah.
and then I made those spells real things.
Oh, that's really
We
cool.
had Jim's Dark Pact with the fucking, I don't remember exactly, but Jim's Dark Pact with something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that because it was my spell. And Cam told me that the ingredient for the spell was to name a number.
Yeah, one of the components of the spell is you have to give the spell a number. Any
So
number.
I thought that it was going to be kill this many random people on Earth. So I cast it from the middle of a Bunnings.
What was the number you cast it with?
I believe 7 million.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Mel had a reason for doing that, but see, the thing is that I'd done more research than that. And I believe you asked what Jim's number was, right?
Yeah.
You asked me for the number that Jim had, and I had on hand the net worth of Jim. So what that spell does, it gives you that many dollars.
So,
At a cost of some sanity from memory.
Yeah.
so you got $7 million.
Yeah,
I
$7
did.
million. That's pretty sick.
Okay, sweet.
And no one in the Bunnings died.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
the only
I
thing
really
that died
like that
was
world.
Masters.
all services provided by Jim, all goods provided by Bunnings.
Yep. Yeah, that was a
What
place to be.
food do they eat?
Hot, fucking sausage sizzles.
Yeah.
But you know who makes them? Jim.
Jim.
Yeah.
You get Jim's sausages sizzle outside Bunnings.
Jim's propane and propane
All
accessories.
the money goes to Jim. What even is a propane accessory? What?
Like a grill.
Oh.
Or like a burner.
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Like
not
a
really an
campfire.
accessory.
Or a little
That's
hat
like a
that says
main
propane.
course. It's like
I
a
love a little
propane
hat
main
that says
course.
propane.
Propane?
Yeah.
Okay. I I think we do need to support pansexuals in this
Masochist
time.
society? Oh, okay.
Perpain.
I went for the masochism bit, but yeah,
So there's a disturbing
there's some
symbol
guy.
in
yeah.
parts of King of the Hill that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The local
Is it the fact
football
that they
team-
keep fighting over a very specific spot?
No, that's fine. It's that the symbol of a local football team is a ram's head. The classic face of the ram and then the horns coming up.
Yeah, like a radio.
Yeah. But sometimes, just for animation reasons or splash frame reasons, the ram's head won't be fully completely formed, or it'll be blurry. It'll be just kind of weirdly shaped, and I'll look at it, and for several seconds at a time, I will fully and wholeheartedly believe that Hank Hill is wearing a cap with a uterus on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Hank Hill wear that though?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
No.
They scare him.
Oh, okay.
He
Hank
would go,
Hill can't look at the word uterus
and
without
run
being
away.
uncomfortable.
Doesn't he have a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he just,
so Hank
close
Hill
his
is
eyes?
he's a conservative Southern man in a world that is changing around him, and he's he's not a bad dude. He's just deeply repressed culturally.
Yeah, he's
And,
not a bad dude, but he is a product of his environment,
Hmm.
and I think it's interesting to understand to look at how someone with morals that you disagree with can still, try and be a good person and, do the best with what they've been given.
And the show is very good at framing Hank's he's not his knee-jerk reaction to something new is that it scares him, right? And that's never framed as good. That's the core flaw with the man, right? He's very uncomfortable with his emotions. Also.
You've told me a lot about King of the Hill, and I
very good.
want to watch it now purely as a character-based arc adventure. And then I'll probably watch it and be like, oh, wait, this is a comedy.
It is.
It's like selling Homestuck to someone. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, the characters, the plot. But really, you sell Homestuck just by being you laugh at every single page.
Yeah. Okay, so the King of the Hill plots are so fucking funny.
The thing about King of the Hill is that Boomhauer can get it, and
Boomhauer
that's a
can get it.
recurring bit,
Yeah.
and I love that.
Fucking Boomhauer.
Mr.
Tell me
Efrat.
about King of the Hill plots, Cam.
Mr.
King of the
Efrat
Hill
is
plots-
helping me find my gun.
King of the Hill takes your standard dumb comedy plots and just fucking pushes them a little bit, and it's great. Bobby takes home ec, right? Bobby is Hank's son, and Hank starts off being upset.
boy
My
ain't
son's
right."
learning to cook and clean. That's a little weird and not very good.
I don't understand how my son is exploring his masculinity, and it scares me.
Yeah, but then Bobby cooks a very good meal, and Hank likes it very much. And the plot sort of hard pivots to Peggy Hill, Hank's wife, being I am being replaced in all ways by my son.
Yeah.
I'm
Culminating in Peggy goes out and gets a really nice hairdo because she's talking to her hairdresser, I think, being I'm being replaced by my son, and he's there's one thing your son can't do,
And it's be sexy.
and it's be sexy. And so she gets a nice hairdo, and she tries to seduce him, and he's I'm sorry, the fumes from your hair are too much. And
Yeah, so she goes
kicks
out to
her
sleep
out of the
on the
room.
couch. Yeah.
She goes out to sleep on the couch, but Bobby is out using one of those water vacuums
Yeah,
to
he's
clean the couch.
shampooing the couch.
And so he's shampooing the couch, and so he's no, you can just take my room. I'm going out for a while. And he ends up hanging out with Hank all night, and they split the bed in Hank and Peggy's room into the two mattresses because they have.
Oh my.
Yeah, I
Because
like
Peggy likes her mattress firm,
firm.
and Hank likes his extra firm.
I guess opposites do attract.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they end up watching TV and hanging out all night, and just the fucking setup where it's yeah, no, Bobby and I ended up staying up all night really talking. Just
That sounds
that's
really
a dumb
funny.
fucking plot.
Yeah.
But it's really it really executes dumb plots very well, and sometimes it pulls something completely bananas out of nowhere. Is it the end of
That
season
sounds
1 that's
perfect.
just a huge cliffhanger? Or is it season 1 or 2? Maybe 3?
The end of season 2 shocked me because someone fucking died for real.
For real, not the Family Guy death. You know, like, didn't they kill off
yeah,
the
no, no, no,
dog,
no, no.
and then they didn't actually die?
Yeah, no.
It does sometimes do that, right?
Yeah, no. There have been a couple of, like, actual, for real fucking character deaths on
For
King
real,
of the
for
Hill.
real?
For real.
No
Like-
cap.
Like,
Okay.
I
On
think
God.
I think it's fine for me to spoil King of the Hill, right?
Where do you even watch King of the Hill?
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, apparently. You can download it, do crime.
Look, you can pirate it, but the thing is that, like, our internet provider will do literally everything he can to fucking stop us.
Yeah. We've got a Disney Plus subscription access, whatever. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
But
Look,
one of
I'm
the
already
seasons-
crimson because I'm not paying for
one
it.
of the seasons of a show that that aired before like common internet access was a thing. Before you'd get like spoilers on like before social media.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Merle, you've paid your Paramount Plus worth to get that Disney Plus.
So you're watching funny show, right?
Yeah.
Where there's there's this funny men doing silly things, and Bobby is a little bit effeminate, and that's
Yeah.
and like that's never framed as a bad thing. It's just framed as something that Hank's not comfortable with. But it's a funny show, and it's
Yeah.
good.
It's
And then-
like the hinge of plot, but it's never the punchline. In the same way in Golden Girls, Blanche being a bit of a slut is the hinge for plot and is occasionally the setup for jokes. It is never the punchline. And that's something I really respect.
Or at least
good.
it's never like condemned as a
Yeah.
punchline. The punchline might be like, yeah, I fucked him, but it's
Yeah.
like, good for you, bud. But so you're watching the funny jokes show, and Hank and Peggy go skydiving, and like they're a little nervous up there, and Hank jumps out of the plane, and he gets down to the ground, and he's like, hey, he like has to call up Peggy because she's too nervous to jump, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, that was one of the most amazing and beautiful experiences of my life.
And
You've got to
somewhere
do
else,
this.
Hank's younger brother is being born, and he's able to relay to Peggy the quickest way down is by plane, otherwise it will be 20 minutes before the plane lands, and you'll have to come out here.
Yeah, so like my baby brother from my old war vet dad has been born. You get down here, and also it's a wonderful, beautiful experience. You should do that, right?
Yeah.
And so she jumps out with the instructor, and she's having it's beautiful, right? She's skydiving, and she pulls the parachute, and nothing doesn't fucking work. And she pulls the backup cord, and it doesn't work. And the instructor pulls his cord and fucking leaves. And
That's
the
not how it
season
works.
ends.
Now,
Oh
let me
my
just before you
God.
describe it, I want to say people had to wait 9 fucking months before they saw the resolution of this.
The season ends with Peggy Hill hitting the fucking floor.
Like,
And
often
Hank
the
Hill, like, screaming and, like, saying to, like, the people he's around, like, I think my wife just died.
Jesus Christ, did she actually die?
No.
Okay.
the like next couple of episodes are about like Peggy's broken back and her learning to walk
Like,
again.
full body cast
Fuck.
Yeah.
recovery, right? It doesn't, like, shy away from the consequences. She lands in, like, a very soft field of, like, mud. And it's, like... Yeah, but it's, like, they just ended on that.
Yeah. Do you
Like,
think
fucking brutal.
this reminds me of another
Buckley
thing of
explodes in a propane fire. No one's talking about Buckley.
I wasn't watching as much when you were watching.
I think it's interesting one thing of like when you watch something when it's coming out, those like cliffhangers can like really hit differently.
That cliffhanger specifically, though, like it's brutal to watch, right? It's grim, but it's also really, really fucking funny because
Yeah.
it's King of the Hill.
They played Free Falling while Peggy was falling to her fucking death.
Yeah, and in the post credit, like the post like the credits, it cuts back to like her fucking skydiving in the air with free falling playing.
This
Like,
I remember I played Guild Wars 2 a lot in my like later years of high school or whatnot. And that told a story through a thing called like Living World. If they'd release like seasons, they had like seasons, and they'd release like episodes, which each episode introduced a new map, new stories, and new activities to do while you wait between expansions. And I remember one of the episodes, it ends where you're trying to defeat one of the elder dragons, which are kind of the main antagonists of the world.
Whoa, one of the Elder Dragons?
Yeah, they're basically these giant dragons who the world. Here's some Guild Wars 2 lore for you. The world is kind of cyclical in that magic grows over time and gets more powerful.
No, that means it's cylinder-shaped.
no, you're thinking of Dix.
And then every like
I would
thousands of
describe
years or
Dix as
so,
conical.
the elder dragons will awaken and fucking kill everything and consume the magic and then go back to sleep.
Okay, one, I was doing a bit about that dude who, like, got his cylinder stuck in a,
Oh.
in a mini
Yeah, I
M&M's
know.
tube, but also conical.
Yeah.
No.
Sharp.
What?
What?
Buh.
Huh?
Penis sharp.
No.
No.
Penis serrated.
What?
Penis delirious.
But anyway, you're trying to kill one of those, and at the end of the episode, after this big boss battle, they get away and they kill Aurene, who is your own little baby dragon, that you've got and is important in the plot, and you've grown. It's like it's been like 4 years since, you know, this baby's been introduced. You've had the egg, you've seen her grow up. She's like a teenager, and she just fucking dies.
Jesus.
She just turns into crystal in front of your very eyes. And then we had to wait like 4 months or whatever until the next episode
Yeah.
to see what happened. The next episode, she instantly grows out of it. She breaks
lame.
and she doesn't actually die.
That's, yeah.
And it was like so tense. You know, people would like finish the story instance and be like, holy shit.
Yeah,
you
no.
know, because that was a major character death.
A
that-
well done, like, committed major character death is a very... Like,
Exactly.
It's hard to do, and it
But-
can be done quite well. Like, Destiny 2 did it well once.
Yeah, no, that was. I've heard so much about that, but it brings the conversation of like that story was great, but if you're playing it anytime you know playing it in that 4 month period where there was had to wait, it's great. Playing it anytime after that, you
It's
just
a really
you know
flat.
you just start the next story and it instantly goes away.
Yeah.
So it was so good. And then, but anyone who plays it afterwards, it's going to be not the same.
Destiny 2 has a different problem where, like, so Destiny 1 had, you know, you've got some important characters you've known for years, and then Destiny 2 was out for, I believe, a good year. And so the head of the Hunter Vanguard, so one of the 3 most important people, he's, like, a funny man, he's got a good voice actor, people liked him.
Yeah, I think the point is that Cade 6, the character we're talking about, it seemed like
He was
the
a fan
most
favorite.
likable character in Destiny 2.
He was very well liked, and, like, I think specifically, like, his personality probably would have aged quite, like, he would have gotten a little much, but at the end of the first year of Destiny 2, at the start of the second year, a
Destiny 2
villain
Forsaken.
from the first game just fucking kills him, like, permanently in a game where, like, in a setting where the core thing is, like, a lot of the characters can't be killed easily. Like, you've got a little dude that resurrects you. They kill his little dude and then they kill him.
Yeah, he's just fucking gone.
And they've been working with the consequences of that for like 4 or 5 years now, and it's really neat for me because I got to see it live without warning. But
Oh boy,
they
I
have
can't wait to
since
play this new Destiny 2
sunset-
expansion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wait, what are they doing to my favorite character?
It's like, because it's a live service game, and it's very, like, big in terms of, like, file size. They had to cut a lot of content that's older so they could put in new content,
They're not doing that anymore,
which was
are
very
they?
controversial. They're trying not to. The whole thing's been a bit of a mess with that. But so now, if you're a new player, you hear a lot about this Cade guy that died, and there's a lot of, like, current plot arcs because the guy that killed him was, you know, you caught him and you killed him.
Yeah.
But he came back as one of these dudes that gets resurrected, right? And they don't have any memories of their previous self. You're a different guy functionally. And there was like a whole big seasonal, like, few arcs about following this guy who everyone hated, but he didn't know why everyone hated him. And then, like, growing to have him be one of, like, the most, like, one of your, like, the closest characters to the player.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, no, this is a guy that we've grown to trust and like. And eventually, like, gets his memories back and is like, oh god, I did that, huh? But by that point, also, if you're a new player, Cade 6 didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't play the
Cade
parts
6
of
is
the
a
game.
random voice that you hear and doing some, like,
Some of the old
some
missions,
old
right?
missions
and
that
those
you don't know what
missions
the
are
hell
getting
is going
fewer
on.
and further between.
Yeah.
Cade 6 is basically not in the game, except as the echo of a dead man, which is, like, in a way poetic and beautiful, but also, like, really doesn't help
Yeah.
the story that they're telling.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It feels like, yeah, because
Because you've never really got to interact with Cade.
yeah, I know I've heard about it. I think I watched some like reviews of like Destiny
Yeah.
2 back
Yeah.
in
It's
the
like-
day. So I kind of know his general gist, and I like brushed up on the lore
What
a
if
bit.
Zavala
But yeah,
was
he's
a
not
fun
really
hunter?
he's not really a character
No,
in the
yeah,
game
he's
right
not
now.
anymore. There's, like, memorial plaques to him around, and it's like, oh, that's neat if you were there and
Yeah.
like it, but
I don't know. I
having
think that
story
makes
beats-
it can make it more special if like
Yeah.
I was there, you know.
Yeah, no, and it does, right? 'Cause
And
I
then
was
you
there
have
and
like
it
new
was a neat
characters
for
ask
me.
about it.
But yeah, I don't know. It certainly doesn't make the story accessible when
Yeah.
one of the core emotional beats is like a thing that they never got to interact with.
Yeah, flipping
It's
back
hard
to
to
Guild
solve.
Wars 2, they did this as well. Of the first what they finished, they made the claim, the core story was out. Then they did Living Worlds Season 1, which is the continuing story, and they did the thing of you had to be there. Right, the story events were real time. So, like for a week or for a month, there'd be like this one story event, and then the next week's story would progress. It had like player interaction if they could vote for things and change the story. And then, like for 1 week or for 1 month only, you could do like the big boss battle, and it would then. And after all that stuff, and then after all that happened, like one of the main maps of the game, like the hub city of the game, was destroyed, and then it had to be rebuilt. So for like a period of the game's history.
Right, this is comically similar to Destiny 2.
Yeah,
by the
when
way.
it was first released, it was like this. Then it's destroyed. It was destroyed for a bit, and then it was rebuilt. And now you can only visit the rebuilt section. You can't visit the old one.
Yeah, literally.
And
the same
you
as
cannot
Destiny 2.
see any. You cannot replay any of the story. All you get is a video thing. But they didn't do that in the future. They then did the first expansion, I think. Then Living World Season 2, which you can play. You can play through the first expansion. You can play through the Season 2, second expansion, or actually Season 4,
But yeah, you can't do that
third
first Living World.
something that was not really a Living World, the Iceborne Saga, which was this other story thing, and then the third expansion. But when you play the game, if you're an player, you play the core story, and then you have to skip a bunch of things and just go to the expansion.
And also that FOMO marketing is no good. I'm glad they stopped doing that.
Yeah, they're actually, I believe they're like rebuilding like Season 1, and they're doing like a return to
That
it.
is
I don't
really
know if
cool.
it's permanent or if it's like a temporary event. It might have already ended by now. It was probably like a year ago, even maybe. It was, but I think you might be able to go and replay it. I think, hopefully. But yeah, sometimes you'll just like go. Some of the maps were permanently changed as well. That weren't like the city was destroyed and completely rebuilt. It was like,
But it's still
there's these
permanent,
giant like venomous spires there, and they haven't removed those, if I can remember. So you're just like go to a map, and there's just like these giant towering venomous spires full of snake people. And you're like, I guess this was always here, but apparently they weren't. The map was just like a highland before. Go play Guild Wars 2, by the way.
I could bring Jump Slam Dunk out of retirement. I will not do this.
I had a lot of fun. Guild Wars 2
played
was the
Guild Wars
first
2 for-
MMORPG I got really
I don't know
into.
if I've said on here, but I played Guild Wars 2 for a couple of months.
Yeah,
in
tell
which
us about Jump Slam
I
Dunk.
built the tallest character with a big orange
No,
round
yes,
afro,
you remember you
and
made a
I
Norn.
got the full world explore done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't think I can play this anymore.
The world exploration's really fun in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was,
like
it was, but it's
that's
like-
how I got to max
Well,
level.
also-
I
Yeah.
just explored the
same.
world.
But then I realized also, like, I had not picked a character I really enjoyed playing. And I could not be bothered
I think
doing
we've
it
had
again.
this discussion on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh, whatever.
Go play Guild Wars 2 with someone.
Okay.
I say having not played the latest expansion
Yeah.
because I don't.
Something
God.
something I've enjoyed lately. I've been, the difference between like watching shit that I had seen years ago myself and watching it with Merlin. There's you have a very different like view on things that I just don't have like direct access to normally, and I'm starting to get access to it now.
Yeah. How
But
so?
you look at two guys and you're like, oh, they're boyfriends, and I'm like, oh shit, no, you're right.
I see into the Matrix. So we've been reading Way of Kings lately.
Way of Kings.
Which
Nobody
I think
spoil
I've-
Merlin, by the way.
Yeah, which I think I've mentioned on the podcast before. But Cam and I read to each other when we're in the car. Cam drives and I read to him and I do voices and it's fun.
Sometimes I read, sometimes you read. For this book, you're reading it because I've
Yeah.
read it before and I wouldn't be able to pace it right.
It's easier for me to ask questions when I'm the one doing the active like reading and intake of information.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm driving, I hear the words and I'm like, yeah.
So, like, when we're reading
And
something
then
goofy, we can both read it. But
Yeah.
for this, it's important that
It's a
Merle
Merle.
reads it.
It's a Merle exclusive narration.
But there was a scene that we read through this morning where two men are talking to each other. They have a very terse relationship after having.
For those of you who have read The Way of Kings, it's Dalinar and Sadeas.
Oh,
sorry,
all
I
right.
didn't want to spoil anyone.
No, it's fine. They're guys.
Yeah,
I don't think
sure.
it tells you much to say who's
Yeah.
talking.
They have had a vitriolic argument in the past due to events that happened before the beginning of the book, but now they are on a very sort of like terse basis with each other, with kind of the mutual understanding that they both want the best for their very loosely held together bundle of kingdoms. And there's this moment in like a chapter toward the end of the book where Sidious has unexpectedly done a huge favor for Dalinar, and Dalinar kind of catches him after this reveal, and he touches Sidious' arm and feels the soft cloth underneath his fingers, and that was just such a short, sensual moment that in that 1 second I was propelled back to theoretical summers that Dalinar and Sidious have spent together, happier times that, you know, have withered up like rock buds in a high storm.
Hey, good one.
And yeah, I don't think Brandon Sanderson meant to make these characters gay, but he definitely did, which I think is just kind of part of the risk of making so many characters hyper-masculine, is that every interaction that they have that's even vaguely emotional is very homosexual.
I mean, I will say that I believe, it might have been the author intent there was to show that Sidious is not hyper-masculine. It was to be like, Sidious is not a warrior, he is a soft man wearing nobleman clothes.
But he still has shard plate, and he still is a warrior,
he is,
and he
I mean,
fights
who
and goes
doesn't
out.
have a bit of shard
Yeah,
plate?
no, I do agree. And, like, it is a very, like... Well, I mean, Alethi society specifically is very heavily gendered.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't help but be kind of hyper-masculinized if you're a, like, light-eyes general.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how it falls. Even if Sidious kind of, like, dresses like a fop, as much of the Alethi, like, nobles do, that still is a form of hyper-masculinity.
Yeah. Hank Hill could play Dalinar.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Sorry, I'm pogging out right
you.
now. Hank Hill could be Dalinar, and now I'm just imagining him seeing, like,
I'm trying to think of...
Parshendi army. Oh!
I found a book on the shelf as I was sitting down to record this podcast called The God Whale
Oh, yeah.
by T.J. Bass, which I just think is a funny name, and the cover is the most... It's an extremely, like, old...
I love
it's one of those, like,
the rare
classic...
segment of John describes visually the cover of a book on our podcast.
It's like a...
Unironically, I think it's great.
Imagine, like, a
John,
classic
do you mind if I
sci-fi
try and
style.
Make a noise into the microphone?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if it picked that up, but
No, I
that was
heard
the sweet sound of two shrink-wrapped books being pulled off of each other.
Ooh.
Because I've got my own book that I'd like to talk about.
Can I read the
by all
blurb for the
yeah.
God Whale? It has... Well, the image is a classic sci-fi kind of drawing of a robot submarine thing that looks like a whale. Mm-hmm. Rockwell Maru was the last of the giant cyborg plankton harvesters. You can just say whale, robot whale.
Yeah.
Stranded for centuries among the sterile seas, she still held a spark of life, still strained to pick up the signals of the race she was created to serve. When the signal came, it was from a human race that had long forgotten Rockwell and her kind. T.J. Bass's novel is one of the towering achievements of modern science fiction. Look, maybe I'm a bit cynical. Maybe I just don't understand science fiction.
Yeah.
But I cannot, for the life of me, imagine this book about a giant robot whale being one of the towering achievements of science fiction at the time.
I mean, as long as, like, any fucking reviewer says something like that, they'll slap it on the
Yeah,
cover.
I can't trust... I don't understand why they even bother putting that on there. I feel like I can't trust reviewers. Do what, like, Gideon the Ninth did.
you
Don't
can't.
say what, you know, how it was the best novel of all time I've ever read. Just put, like, the thing Gideon the Ninth did, you know...
Marketing has changed a lot.
Lesbian
since
necromancers
that book was
explore
I hate
gothic
that.
haunted
Yeah, see,
palace in
that's
space.
got its own issues, right?
I hate
Yeah.
lesbian necromancers in space.
Reducing,
I think it's...
reducing
What do
the
you-
whole story
what
to just a
should
couple
you
of tropes
put on a
and
book?
some,
Yeah,
and
that's
some
fair. I wanna
fucking
know about
representation
plot.
TM.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
off.
because Gideon the Ninth isn't that, to be fair. Well, like, it is that in the most literal sense.
Like,
Yeah, like,
Gideon
such
is
a-
queer. Gideon is, like, clearly sapphic.
Yeah, so
so
is
is
Harrow,
Yeah.
right?
Saying lesbian necromancers implies to me that the necromancers are lesbians, which I feel is, like, playing
the
your
main
hand
characters-
too hard.
It's so like surface level. This is marketing towards an audience, whereas like the book itself is a good book.
Yeah, there are at least
There's
2
more to it.
Marketed
lesbian
on
necromancers.
its humor and its creative world building and its like incredible subtle use of misdirection when it comes to the plot to lead you on a fucking journey. Don't just like throw buzzwords about fucking tropes and representation at me, because nothing turns me off like being told this is excellent queer rap.
Fair enough.
I don't care. Is it
good?
That was some synchronizations. You've said this, but I feel like you all have said this before.
I have this rant at least once a week.
Watching it go from like, boy, there's no representation in anything, and people were like, please, we would like some.
What do you think?
To, like, it's actively marketed.
What do you
at a
think they should say?
disgusting
Or is
rate.
there no solution to this? Because like every book says it. Should
Don't
it say
think
a
there's
blockbuster
solution.
of science fantasy, like the God Whale?
So, okay. The thing is, right, when
Is
the
this science
God
fiction or
Whale was
science
written and
fantasy?
published,
I
right?
can't-
So, John, when the God Whale was written and published, there was no internet, right? Or, like, very little at best. I'm not sure exactly what year that was published, but having a reviewer, like, who was the reviewer?
The reviewer, on the back or the front? On the
back.
front.
Who said that quote? That it's a towering pillar of thing.
It doesn't say. It's
Right.
just the blurb.
Okay.
Edmund Cooper called it a blockbuster of science fantasy.
Yeah. So that's like you'd have like, here's a reviewer of some note.
Holy
People
shit.
would follow reviewers, right? If guy that you trust to tell you if book is good says book is good,
First published
that's actually
1975.
quite important because there was a lot less access, right? It's at the very least they've gotten somebody worth having the name of on the cover to say the book's good.
No, guys. Okay, so you know this shit post book that I just pulled randomly off
Yeah,
the
Hal
shelf?
Space Jock.
It's fucking signed
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, by who?
by the author, by Simon Hayes.
I was wondering who the author was. Simon Hayes.
Yeah, also,
Why do
can
we
I
have
tell you
so
guys
many-
about Hal Space Jock?
This feels like a Homestuck AU.
Yeah.
A Homestuck fanfic, and I'm all for it. Go for it.
So Hal appears to be like a stock standard, like, white man in his, I want to say,
This sounds
40s. He has like
Space
a huge,
Mutiny name.
like,
Is this this is the cover image, not the blurb?
Yeah, 40 iron. But next to him is, I think, the most terrifying rendition of Vision I've ever seen. He is kind of like swaths of blue and purple with yellow accents, and he is wearing the pained grimace of a man whose feet have been nailed to the floor and is required to smile through it anyway.
Oh,
He has no eyelids.
is it this cover?
No, it's this cover.
Oh, okay. This cover says better than Red Dwarf on it.
He's bad to
Wow,
look
that's
at.
a big claim. Red Dwarf is good.
Hal Space Jock teams up with Clunk the robot to ship an urgent cargo halfway across the galaxy.
Oh my
Problem
god.
is, nobody wants them to make the delivery. Battling ruthless thugs, a killer robot, and half the galactic police force, the Black Gull rockets from one planet to the next in a frenzied barrage of mayhem and laughs.
No, this sounds great.
I
This
do
sounds
believe
just
that
like
Hal
one of my
Space Jock-
favorite sci-fi books, Bodega, Tales from the Bodega.
Yeah, no, I do think that Hal Space Jock is a at least a pseudo parody. Especially if it said better than Red Dwarf on one of those reviews, because that sets the genre very clearly.
Better than Red Dwarf.
But yeah, like
than
whereas
Red
right
Dwarf.
now, right, like I don't know, as I was saying before, like marketing has changed so much in that right now it is useless to say like this person says book good because like who cares? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Right? Unless it's a very important person, you don't bother. Whereas like a quick the problem is, right? Lesbian necromancers in space? Yeah, I bet that fucking worked though.
It probably did.
Those books sold very well.
Um,
And
I mean,
like
you can't
marketing,
attribute it to
you,
a specific thing.
like,
There's no way to
marketing
know.
will, yeah, well, marketing will change over time. And
Yeah.
yes, you're right. And like the book is good, which helps.
but even that is subjective, though.
Yeah.
And, like, book purchases don't necessarily equate to whether a book is good or not.
No, I personally think the book is good, which, as I said, helps, you'd hope, with how well it's sold. But, like, marketers are paid a lot of money to do a lot of, like, research
Yes.
and things. Like,
They know that this is how to sell to people in our age group.
Yeah, theoretically.
They know that, like, people around our age group and younger are becoming, like, more
cynical to the whole
Not cynical.
reviews, or...
We're becoming more anti-spoiler, so knowing anything about the plot could theoretically turn us off, which is why, like, marketing to us is primarily composed of reviews now, and also, like, sort of vague lumpings of tropes together.
Yeah.
Because we are getting used to a world in which media is to be consumed only once and then never again.
Yeah.
So, like, you need to hook people in with, like, the vaguest possible outline of what could happen in the book, and then, like, just frantic assurances from anyone who will let their name be dropped that it's good, we promise.
I don't know. I feel like consuming media once and never again is not necessarily a bad thing. I feel...
It depends what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
I
doesn't
feel...
lead to things being, like, made to be good long term.
Yeah. It leads to things subverting expectation, but that's not necessarily good. That's completely neutral.
I think I just feel like a personal, like, pressure of... because there's so much media, and you see so many recommendations,
things,
right? It's like, I can't put the time to, like, read something I like again, because then I'm missing out on a new thing that I...
Yeah, but, like, when was the last time someone made a new thing?
Huh?
Yeah. No new things.
Lost Metal.
Yeah. Actually, I think someone asked me recently, because I couldn't remember what the last, like...
Well, it's a new
I think
book.
with books it's a lot easier, but, like, yeah, I don't remember the last, like... I find it very hard to remember the last original...
I didn't mean it in like literally
No,
original universe. I mean it in just new piece of content.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right? Like whether it be a new movie,
I
an
totally
existing
get it, right?
thing or book. Right?
I don't know. I think it's also I know I've burned out on that a bit. I almost find it hard to watch things that I know I will like now because I'm like, fuck, man. Like Andor, right? I'm like, yeah, I will probably enjoy that. I'm not watching episode 9. You're right. There's so much content out there. I'm not going to watch something I know I will not enjoy. Like unless it was like specifically getting a couple buds together to watch it for a bit.
I'd do that.
Which I'm happy to do at some point, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch.
I throw the suggestion of doing a 9, trilogy Star Wars marathon screening.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Apparently it was only it was last happened when there were 7 movies.
That lines up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be fun to do it again sometime in the holidays.
Yeah.
I'd probably feel like dying afterwards. I need to choose like a block of like...
You got to be careful with when you do a marathon screening.
Yeah, because I have to have like the day after like fully off.
I don't know. I also think like, you know, it's going to end on episode 9, which to me is like...
I feel like that's fine because at that point you're tired as hell and you're just bullshitting that movie so hard.
If I'm going to watch episode 9, I'm going to watch it in a vacuum for the bit.
Yeah.
Whereas if I watch it with everything else, it will really nail in for me that, like, wow, this sure is the culmination of a lot of bullshit that really destroyed a
Cam,
thing
I'd love you to
liked.
have you be at the screening, but you can leave at any
I'm not
time.
going.
Yeah.
I heard from somewhere that Joss Whedon, J.J. Abrams, just didn't plan out the new trilogy. He just wrote it movie to movie.
No, it wasn't. That's the thing. They had 3 different directors, and they didn't get them to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the Last Jedi was directed by
J.J. Abrams.
No, it was the first.
Oh, sorry, The Last Jedi was the second one, wasn't it?
Yes.
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So it was J.J. Abrams, then Rian Johnson, then J.J. Abrams again, but it wasn't intended to be J.J. Abrams.
As in Rian Johnson of Benoit Blanc fame.
Yes.
Oh.
And as much as Benoit Blanc is great, and movies don't always have to be connected. Boy, I'm really not happy with what he did with episode 8.
Yeah, they really... So, they took... The thing is, right, you take 3 different directors or 2 different directors,
it was
right?
originally
and
3,
you're like,
and then they were like, wait, no, we need to bring it back in. Let's get one of the previous directors again.
And you think, you know, and they don't talk to each other, and you think, well, you know, won't this just mean that the movies are disconnected? Surely that'll cause the movies to be, like, disconnected and there'll be problems. You know, and maybe you have some hope. Like, no, obviously they've thought about this. They've planned it through, right?
Surely Disney wouldn't just make a really bad trilogy
Well, they would have
with their
started
cash cow.
on filming the second one before the first one, like,
was released,
in post-production, I would assume.
I mean, no, they were released like 2-3 years apart, didn't they?
Yeah, but it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes a long time to
You know,
film a
surely
movie.
they probably thought this through. They probably had a plan. They didn't. The first Star Wars Episode 7 ends. Episode 8 is like, cool things you did in 7. I'm going to throw them out the window.
Episode 8 is a movie about throwing out every single thing 7 set up.
Guess what Episode 9 is about?
Same shit.
It's about throwing every single
8.
thing Episode 8 built up. They are barely connected movies.
Yeah.
The characterization is wild and all over the place.
Yeah.
The plot lines are...
It's okay, you can say bad.
Well, the thing is, right, the original trilogy was not planned to be a trilogy. It was a standalone movie that they were like, oh, we can make some more money off this, and they made
Really?
two
I
more,
thought it was
right?
always planned to be a
Just
trilogy.
like
No.
Hunger Games.
Oh, no, the original trilogy. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the sequel
the
trilogy.
The prequel trilogy was originally meant to be 3.
No, I thought you meant the sequel trilogy.
No, sorry, yeah. The sequel trilogy was... The thing is,
They were,
yeah,
the sequel and the
did-
prequel were meant to be 3. The original wasn't. Go on.
But they somehow managed to get a coherent plot with themes and like arcs, right? And then the prequel trilogy definitely had arcs and some themes, and although it wasn't the best executed thing of all time, it was fun, and in a lot of ways it was pretty good. And it got the thing across, right? Sure, it got to where episode 4 is in the most roundabout, weird way that sort of makes some parts of the setting make no sense, but you know what? It was fine at the end of the day. But yeah, Disney sure went like, all right, we're going to make a trilogy of Star Wars movies. We know they'll make money, and we know people really like Star Wars, so we don't actually have to think about this. And they didn't. They just didn't think about it. They straight up were like, no, it's fine. It does not matter how we do this.
Great.
I don't know if that's actually what they did, but it does feel like it.
What other explanation is there for this? Like, you would think if you were going to make a Star Wars trilogy, right? You'd plan out the whole trilogy before you start filming
I
even
feel like it's
one.
probably just... They probably just
Well, you know
had,
what it
like...
is? No, it's the same...
No one probably took charge. Like, who was the one person with the creative vision for... Who was the
Daisy
person for
Ridley.
the creative vision
The
for
fact
all
that
3 Star Wars
that's the thing,
movies?
it was
for the
greenlit with no plan, right?
Yeah, that's probably
And
it,
you know,
right?
They
part
just
of it
knew
is-
it was going to make
Well,
money,
that's the
so
thing, part
why
of it is-
even play?
Part of it is that, and part of it is also, if they'd written the whole thing out, people could have extrapolated the plot, and in the eyes of movie makers, they would not have had the people that fund these, it would not have had that, like, I have to go see it in the cinema so I can see what happens, so I don't get it spoiled, and 2, so I get to see that big reveal live, right?
They were really just making it up as they happen. No, if you wanted to see the big reveal live, you should have played Fortnite.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it meant that, like, those movies weren't, like, on rewatch, those movies are not the big visual spectacles they were, and also they do just sort of throw the previous movies out in the bin. They didn't plan to make it good, they planned to make it flashy and, like, it's an experience. You go watch it at the cinema, because there's no DVD sales anymore.
Oops, no
Hate to bring it back
DVDs.
to that one, but that is, like, part of the root issue there, is that they didn't want it to be 3 movies
really
that
just
had
made
an
it up as
arc
they go
you could
along.
follow. They wanted it to be 3
It was-
movies you had to go watch at the cinema.
It was more profitable to have the movies sell than be coherent.
Do you have no interest at all in watching Star Wars, Meryl?
Which
Most
ones
watched
did we
Star
watch?
Wars.
For, like, the original ones?
You watched the original and then the
They were
prequel
fine.
trilogy.
Yeah. I don't know, I did watch them as a kid. I don't really have any nostalgic
Yeah, I watched them.
attachment to
I watched them as a kid as well. Didn't really have nostalgic attachment either. I just got attachment to Star Wars is just this thing in cultural consciousness. I think I became more attached to it in my high school years because me and some of my friends would play the Star Wars miniatures game, and we went and saw all the new movies like live, like the day of release.
Yeah, no, I was hooked from, like, less than 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, episode 4 is... Like, we burned a DVD... Sorry, not a DVD, a VHS copy of that to the ground by watching it too many times.
That's kind of why I wanted to do this. Like, I had the idea of a marathon screening because, like, fuck, I can't remember the last time I watched the prequels. I watched A New Hope like earlier this year. But
I mean, yeah, the prequels are the best series.
yeah, I want to. One of the people at me and Merlin's work was telling me about how he watched. Apparently, a prequel is a yearly watch for him. That inspired me.
Prequels are fun.
Yeah,
Ben Quadraneros is there, and he's the only character in Star Wars worth talking about.
yeah.
The prequels
I like
weren't-
Ben Quadraneros because there's a good emo band named after him.
I like Ben Quadraneros because he is the most fuckable character ever. More fuckable than your dad, John. And that's high praise.
I don't know. The prequels used to cop a lot of flack for being, like, very loose and silly with the source material.
They
right?
probably are.
The tone changed quite drastically. The target audience changed a little bit, and, like, there was a big focus shift in terms of, like, how the movies were made and, like, what the actual focus
think
of the
there's
movies
a-
was. Like,
do you
the-
think
the
there's a-
plot?
We got to wrap this episode up, but do you think there was a I feel like the prequels,
Well, they don't cop that flack anymore
quite a
because
few
of the
years
new
ago,
ones.
the prequels, were looked down upon and being like, these were terrible. They were terrible. But I feel like, one, the sequels, diverting thing, and two, just the sheer amount of memes. And like,
yes, memes did save the prequels.
Memes feel like they've saved the prequels, right? As I said, the guy at our work just watches them because there's so many memeable moments.
Yeah.
So I think maybe there's been a cultural shift in how we think about the prequels from
Well,
something
there has.
that was
It's also
like
that
shunned to something now beloved.
It's also
Not
that the people
because
who
they're
were
good,
kids
though.
when those movies came out have grown up, and so now they've got that nostalgic attachment to the prequels specifically, which does not hurt.
Yeah.
But the prequels had arcs, man. Sure, they weren't good necessarily.
But they were there.
They were there.
They made the movies, though.
They made the movies, and like the thing is, they knew where they were going
Yeah.
with those three. And even if they got there in ways that I think were very silly in a lot of cases, I had fun watching them.
Yeah, they
think
got there.
They're still fun to watch.
And we're gonna watch them maybe. Final thoughts for the episode.
My final thoughts?
Yeah, Merle, what's your final thoughts?
Just like Korn saved the movie industry in the 20s, memes can save the movie industry now in the 20s.
Evidently not circa i.e. Morbius.
Did save the film, though.
No,
It's
it didn't.
hanging
It
on.
flopped again.
No, it's hanging on.
True. It would have flopped harder. Cam, final thoughts? Cam, please don't cut your finger off.
I'm not going to cut my finger off. That would be very stupid of me.
Yeah, that's a great final thought.
Final thoughts is that every time we talk about Star Wars, I get more and more jaded.
No, you're thinking
My
of
final
Jake.
thought is, if I had a time machine, I would use it to go back in time, and instead of releasing all the Star Wars movies, I'd just release an episode of Andor instead. So, people over the years just wait for an episode of Andor. Or at least I'd replace the sequels with, 4 episodes of Andor each. So you
God,
get
that's
the
an
even
interesting
12.
thing to consider, though. Like, what if Prestige TV started coming out in the 80s?
That is
I
interesting
think pop
considering.
culture would be very fundamentally different.
Prestige TV wouldn't have worked in the 80s. The TVs weren't good enough.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think TV might have died if they tried to do that.